Hey, welcome to Social Media Hangout Time. I'm Janet Johnson here today with Kimmy, the social
Hi.
media puppet.
Hello.
And we also have a special guest, the founder of Post Planner, Josh Parkinson. Welcome, Josh.
Thanks for having me, Janet.
Hey, it's great to see you, Josh. Thanks for coming on the show.
Well, Kimmy, can you introduce and tell a little bit about his background and what he's done with Post Planner, and then we're going to get into the meat of what Post Planner is.
You got it. But before I do that, hey, Joshua, have you ever been interviewed by a puppet?
I have, man. Several times, actually.
That's
a lot of
awesome.
experience with puppets.
That's great. Thanks.
Sure.
So I'm very comfortable with puppets.
Good. Thank you. It's always fun to do. So let me introduce you as Joshua Parkinson, the founder of Post Planner. Your specialties are troublemaking, product development, mongering, fate hacking, catching extremely quick desert lizards, Facebook marketing, obviously, copywriting, and crushing the boxes people think outside of. For uncomfortable situations, I love it. And Googling things, you scared me, darn it. And your superhuman feats are to gap from 0 to 50,000 users and 30,000 months in revenue in 1 year. That's huge. And you grew your blog from 9,000 to 180,000 unique views in 1 month in 1 year. Congratulations and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for that nice reading of my bio.
And I want to add to that, congratulations too in hitting that top 10 with your blog this last year with Social Media Examiner.
Oh yeah,
that's fantastic. And Scott Ayers has done a fantastic job, and I appreciate it. I've been a guest blogger a couple of times, and I have definitely loved Post Planner blog. It's one to definitely read. So
we got to get you back on. When are you going to guest post for us again?
Anytime. Tomorrow. There you go. Perfect. Well, that sounds great. We'll definitely have to discuss that more. So let's discuss also, Josh, what is Post Planner, if we can back it up for people that have never heard of this program before. What is Post Planner, and why did you even create it in the first place? What brainstormed this idea?
Well, Post Planner is an app that makes it really easy for you to post awesome content on social media, Facebook in particular. The kind of content that gets tons of engagement, tons of reach, and we help our users find great photos, great images, great articles, and great status ideas, and we make it really easy for them to schedule them up and send them out in the future.
What made you decide to start this in the beginning, in the first place, Mr. Entrepreneur-minded here?
Well, I kind of got into tech back in 2010, and I was doing some stuff on Facebook, custom pages and that kind of stuff. But I decided that I really didn't want to have a business that had clients. I wanted to have a business that had customers because it can scale better. So I tried to get into the app business with another app, and it didn't quite work out. But in the process of doing that, I met a technical co-founder who helped, with the beginning of Post Planner. And so when the idea of Post Planner came along, I had him to turn to, and we pushed it out in March of 2011. So we've been going strong for about 3.5 years now.
And you've seen a lot of changes. You've probably had to adapt quite a bit during that time. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. When we launched, we were just really just a scheduling tool, which these days has become kind of a commodity. It's almost built into so many other apps. So we started it that way, but I kind of quickly realized that content was really the big pain point for a lot of businesses. They knew they had to be on Facebook, but they didn't know what to write. They didn't know what to post. So I came up with this idea of a status ideas database where I went out and looked at what all these brands and pages were posting, and I grabbed those status ideas and I started writing a ton myself. I started researching and finding a lot of great quotes and putting them into our database, and then we would show those those status ideas to our users. And that was really the beginning of this this feature that suggests content to our users, and we've developed it from there to suggest articles, blog posts, and most recently, last spring, we released our viral photos feature, which allows you to add any Facebook page on Facebook, and we go out and grab all the photos and we show you the ones that are going to perform the best for you, and make it really easy for you to share them.
That's a
Nice.
great feature.
It is. And so,
How many people do you have working for you?
Our company is 7 people right now. So we got 3 people on the content team, 2 full-time bloggers, a full-time editor, and 3 people on the product/development team. And then I'm on the top, that kind of wearing all the hats.
you are busy, to say the least, huh?
Actually, I just delegate everything.
That's the way to do it. Well, and bringing Scott Ayers really made a difference with the blog side of things, correct?
Oh yeah, Scott was huge. He was the beginning of our whole content marketing push. Hired Scott back on January 1st of 2013. So 2013 was kind of a test year for us. It was kind of a case study for us in content marketing and blogging, and it kind of proved that it worked. In December of 2012, we had 9,000 unique visitors to our Post Planner website, and by January of 2014, a year later, we had 186,000, I believe. So we increased our traffic by 20x in 1 year, and really it was all about the blogging. We got Scott pushing out 3 to 4 posts a week. In the beginning, I was the editor, so I spent a lot of time editing posts and making them, giving them good headlines, giving them good images, making them nice looking for social media. And that took a lot of my time, so I realized I needed to hire a full-time editor to kind of take over that, so I could concentrate on other things. So at the end of the year, I hired my brother, Pat Parkinson. He's the editor now, and we also hired Aaron Lee, who is our second full-time blogger, who is awesome as well. So we got two amazing bloggers who just love social media. They love Facebook. They live on it. They live and breathe it, and they love writing about it. So that's what I'd recommend to anybody who's thinking about doing content marketing or blogging. Hire somebody, or maybe it's yourself, but make sure that you're really obsessed about the topic, because that obsession will come through in the content. And Scott and Aaron, for example, are always looking for the newest thing that's going on. They're testing new techniques. They're seeing what other businesses are doing, and they can write about those things. And doing so provides a lot of value to other people, which means we get traffic, and that traffic ultimately, hopefully, converts into new users of Post Planner, and those guys, and a certain subset of those people upgrade and start to give us money, and that's how we survive as a business.
Now, what's the difference? Can you explain what the difference is between the free version versus the paid version? Because I know you moved to free at one point to help bring more people in, or I don't know the reasoning behind that, but go ahead and explain.
Yeah, it's kind of the basic freemium model for software as a service businesses, which what people call SaaS. The idea is that you give away a product that has valuable functionality that people can use without having to pay, and then you add value on top of that with other features that are not available to the free users. So they start using the app, they realize they like it. In the case of Post Planner, they can come into Post Planner, they can schedule posts for their a certain number of their pages. I believe it's 5 or 10 for free, and they can they have a certain number of posts they can have in their plan. They have a certain number of posts they can send out per day. Then they just kind of start to hit barriers, And for example, if they want to jump into our content, if they want to get status ideas, if they want to get viral photos, if they want to get trending content, they can get a certain number of those in the free app, but it's a bit constrained. So hopefully that gives them the urge to, at least they see the value in paying for it. But the freemium model is really based on the idea that people need to test things out a little bit before they pay for them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what we've allowed them to do.
Cool. And so, like Kimmy, as the salon owner, can we give a real world example of like how would she specifically use Post Planner for her business?
Well, there's a lot of ways she could use it. The first thing she'd want to do is decide how often she wants to post per day. So I would probably recommend at least 3 posts a day.
Yep, that's what we do.
So that's perfect. So then I would recommend a variety of posts. So you don't want to just post articles. You don't want to just post images. You don't want to only post text updates. So what you can do in Post Planner is you can go in and you can say, I want 3 posts to go out per day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 1 in the evening. And in the morning I want only a photo to go out because that's when most of my fans are online. In the afternoon I'm going to send out just a text update, a quote or a question. And then in the evening I'm going to share a great article from somewhere, either from my blog or from somewhere else. So you can set that up in Post Planner. You can say I want the 3 posts to go out per day, a photo in the morning, a text in the afternoon, and an article in the evening. And then once you've set that up, that's what we call your queue schedule. You've set that up and customized it. Then you can go into the content features and kind of batch your tasks. So in the case of a salon owner like Kimmy, I would recommend that she put in, first thing she could do is go to trending content, for example, and put in some keywords about salon, maybe hairstyles or new salon techniques or any keywords about
hair coloring is a big hot one.
There you go.
Everybody's purple
hair
and pink
coloring,
hair
nails,
highlights.
those kind of things. You can add as many keywords as you want. And then Post Planner will go out and find articles that are trending about those topics, and then you could easily share those articles, queue them up into your queue, and then they'll basically drop into the slots that you've allowed articles. So if you find 7 articles, then you'll have an article for every evening for the next week. Once you have those, then I would recommend you go next to images, and try to find some really cool images that will get a lot of engagement. You can either take our suggestions, which we've created some folders that will allow you to find really great quotes, for example, quotes on images, which tend to perform well. If you decide that those don't work for your business, though, you can add any other fan page. So, for example, you might want to add a folder that contains 20 Facebook pages that are all salons. Kimmy, probably you follow other salons on Facebook.
Yep, we have certain brands of hair stuff that we use.
There you go. So you could take their fan pages, put them into that folder, and Post Planner will quickly show you which of their photos are performing best. And you can either share those photos directly, or if you find a photo that maybe one of your competitors is using and has performed well, you could go in and use our Canva integration to replicate that, put your own branding on it. So for example, say a salon in your same town shared a funny quote about hairstyles and put it on an image, and it just did really well. It got lots of shares, lots of likes, lots of comments. You don't want to, and then they put their brand on the bottom of the image. You don't want to share that image because you would be sharing their brand. So what you could do is you could just take the text, the same quote, click the Canva button inside a Post Planner, and you could just paste that quote in and put your own brand on it and send it out. And it's probably the case that that image of theirs performed well because of the content of that quote, right? Because of the text. Yep. So you can glean from that if I put the same text on my own image, then I have an audience that's also interested in salons, that it's probably going to perform well. So really what you're doing is you're basing your decisions on data, right? You're basing your decisions on what I like to think of as scientific experiments. At Post Planner, we look at every social media post as an experiment. So, whenever you post something, you have a data set that comes with that post, right? Which is, for us, is the number of shares, the number of clicks, the number of likes, the number of comments. So we see every single Facebook post as an experiment, and what our app does is we show you the successful experiments, and you can kind of predict, you can be in a better position to predict how well your social media posts are going to work by basing them off the successes of other posts. So that's what I'd do next, is I'd find, go in there, put those salons in there, find photos that are working for them, and either share them or replicate them, and fill up the next 7 days. So queue up 7 posts. Then you have all 7 posts for the evenings. You have all 7 posts for the mornings. Now all you're missing are the 7 posts for the afternoon. So then you'd go into Post Planner and you'd click on Status Ideas, and you would find, say, if you wanted quotes, you could go to quotes, and you could shuffle around and find 7 quotes, or let's say 3 quotes, and then you could go to fill in the blanks, another category, find 2 fill in the blanks, and then you could go to questions and find 1 question and queue those up. And at the end of that whole process that I just described, you would have 7 days worth of posts, and it only probably took you 5 minutes to queue them up and find them. So that's really what I would recommend. In tandem with that, as a business owner with a Facebook page, I'd also recommend that you be running targeted Facebook ads to build your fan base, because posting by itself is not enough. You're not going to grow your fan base by posting. You're going to reach your fan base by posting, but it's harder to grow your fan base by posting, and it's also less precise. So, what you can do with Facebook ads is you can be very precise in the kind of fans that you target, and ultimately, create a fan base that has the chance of really converting into customers, which is really what it's all about as a business owner on Facebook. So that would be my basic recommendation.
I love those suggestions because it'll just be such a time saver for us if we implement what you just told us. So thank you.
That's what I'm here for, Kimmy.
And it's the creativity part of it. The one thing I think a lot of business owners struggle with is just coming up with those pictures, the ideas. What am I going to post today? I mean, I don't know how many times people have that question. What am I going to post? Oh, I got to get a post out there. They're so worried about that they don't take the time to actually engage and speak to other people. They're so worried about what they're going to post. So Post Planner kind of takes the worry out of that, correct?
That's true. Yeah, that's exactly what we're trying to do. And that was the pain point I saw way in the beginning, is that having an app that lets you schedule things doesn't really help business owners that much. I mean, it helps business owners that already have a lot of content to post, but the ones that are new to Facebook and they're so busy running their businesses that they don't have time to find stuff, and they also just don't know exactly what works, and they don't know what they're supposed to be posting. So that's what we're trying to help those people.
Got it. Now let me ask you, I have to ask this question. Are you guys going to be expanding off of Facebook at all, or are you just going to be sticking with Facebook? Because I am a Google Plus fan too, so just curious. I have to ask that on the side.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be expanding off of Facebook. In fact, we are going to be launching a web app in November, probably. To be conservative about it, and that we'll start with Twitter posting. We made an acquisition actually last spring of some Twitter technology, and we're kind of implementing that. But we're really preparing for a big launch of our new web app. So Post Planner right now exists inside of Facebook. It's a Facebook Canvas app. You have to be in Facebook to access it. This has worked well for us for the last 3.5 years, but we've decided it's time for us to move out of Facebook and allow our users to access the app on the web and on their phones more easily. So we'll be launching that, and with that you'll have the ability to post to Twitter, and then quickly thereafter we'll be following with Google Plus, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, hopefully, and many others.
Awesome, awesome. I had the feeling you had that in your future, but I just hadn't heard yet. Scott kind of said, "No, just wait, just wait." So I had to ask.
It's coming.
Awesome. Well, let's finish up. We're at about that half-hour mark. Can you just give one quick tip? You just gave a whole range of tips, but just a quick thing that somebody could do in the next 24 hours to get started, to test out Post Planner if they've never done it.
Yeah, I would recommend that they go into the app and they create a folder of really good pages. That would be the most valuable thing. We all have our favorite pages. We all have, especially as businesses, we probably are following competitors. We know of other pages who seem to be posting really cool stuff. And the cool thing about Post Planner is you can go in there and you can organize all those pages into a single folder, and then you can quickly click on that folder in one click anytime. You can go back to it anytime and click on it, and we'll show you the best performing posts. So that would be my best recommendation, is to go in there, create a folder with all your competitors or with all with similar products, with pages that are in your domain, and then you can have that and leverage it into the future.
Great tip. All right, Kimmy, well, let's have you finish up.
All right. Well, Josh, let's tell people, where can they find you? If they want to connect with you, where would you like them to go?
Go to postplanner.com, and right there on the front page, you'll have a big button that says install this app. I want you to click that button and accept all the permissions, and then you'll be well on your way. And if you want to read some of our awesome blog posts, go to postplanner.com/blog. You can also go to our fan page on Facebook. Just type in Post Planner in the search box and you'll find it. We share all of our new blog posts there, and actually we kind of show how to use the app there because we use the app for our own page. So you'll see a lot of viral photos there, a lot of status ideas, a lot of articles. So those are the places I'd recommend.
Oh, well, yeah, thank you so much for your time, and we learned a lot here, and can't wait to dabble into Post Planner even more. Thanks, Josh.
No problem. Thanks for having me.